feels very meaningful that we are making this occasion here in Flemington. 30 years ago, I'll go back in time with you, Administrator. 30 years ago, I was an undergrad at Rutgers and saw a flyer posted in the psych department. The flyer was from a Flemington family looking for someone to babysit their autistic son and his siblings. I called them up and soon found myself driving down 202 from New Brunswick every Saturday and Sunday morning. Many of you will remember that in the 90s, autism was hardly researched and poorly understood. Those who got diagnosed struggled to find and afford effective treatments, and families often felt isolated as their child struggled to communicate and perhaps engaged in challenging behavior. The story of the family I worked with typified the time. The dad worked 2 jobs to afford his son's therapy. The older brother couldn't understand why his younger brother wouldn't talk or play with him. And the parents watched their 3rd child, a baby daughter, terrified that she too would miss the developmental milestones. And when she thought no one could hear, the mom cried in the shower, exhausted and desperate for hope. Today, families with individuals with autism still face an uphill battle, but a lot has changed for the better. The New Jersey Autism Insurance Mandate passed in 2009, making coverage for autism screening, diagnosis, and treatment more widely available. And researchers and clinicians continue to advance the practice of applied behavior analysis, which is shown to help people with autism learn new skills and do things that previous generations thought impossible. As a society, we've increased autism awareness and have made great strides in inclusion and acceptance. For the past 26 years, we've had thousands of people sign up to be autism ambassadors to promote autism acceptance in their communities throughout the month of April. And those of us here in this room have kept the needs of the autism community top of mind as you've navigated your careers and have become decision makers and leaders in your industries and communities. At Autism New Jersey, we've successfully advocated for laws and regulations that professionalize services and expand access. And we continue to serve families through our 800 for Autism helpline, healthcare initiative, and of course, our law enforcement initiative. Yet every single day, I think of that family and their little boy. I spent a lot of time with them, and after a while, he and I developed a really special bond. I think many of us here today have had a similar experience. Those of us who have the privilege of having autistic people in our lives know that many of them have a way of getting deep in your heart and staying there. It may take time to build mutual trust, but once you do, it's often a bond like no other. Those of us who love someone with autism want nothing more for them to be safe and fulfilled, not just at school or therapy or at work, but everywhere they go. We want them to feel confident and empowered at the doctor's office, on public transportation, in community centers. We want them to be able to communicate their needs and for the wider public to accept them as they are. We want for them what we want for ourselves: respect, mutual understanding, and a supportive community. And that's why we're here today. These seemingly simple objects, a modified driver's license, communication cards, facilitate that respect and mutual understanding and will help turn potentially frightening situations like traffic stops into more positive experiences. And the state's new written guidance will help establish best practices and a culture of understanding to create that supportive community. To complement the state's written guidance and as one component of our statewide initiative, Autism New Jersey has compiled a booklet of stories and examples of county prosecutors' offices and municipal police departments across the state that are implementing some of the best practices, as well as ways to help departments integrate more autism-friendly protocols. Thank you again to those who led this effort and to those who will make these policies come to life. I think we all envision a New Jersey where people with autism thrive in their daily lives within fully supportive communities. With the implementation of these guidelines and autism notations, we celebrate another milestone as a state and demonstrate that we care about individuals with autism. Thank you.